the NBA. We have a ton of people in here tonight. I'm Jimmy, my tag team partner, Rodney Allen. How are you, sir?
I am pumped, Jimmy. I got the Celts jersey on. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a minute highlight workout video in my entire life. Jason Tatum is coming back, Jimmy.
He's going to start opening night, and it's going to be amazing, Rod.
I'm fired up. Let's go.
We also have the originator of basketball with us, Chris King. What's up, buddy?
I also taught Branch McCracken how to play, so all you IU fans, you should be thanking me, sending me some love.
All right. Wu-Tang actually lasted longer than we thought he would, but the best fantasy basketball player in the history of the planet, Wu-Tang, is here. Wu-Tang, good evening, sir. Okay. Oh, this is going to go well. By the way, we can draft for Wu-Tang if he's frozen. The man who was going to draft the Chicago Bulls with his first pick, I guarantee it. He's in the madhouse on Madison. Cowboy Derek, welcome back, buddy.
Hey! This is our year. This is our year. You know,
this is our year to not play the Heat in the play-in game.
That's hey, 3 years in a row, right? Yeah.
That's a good goal.
I'm glad to be back. I just actually listened to a couple of basketball podcasts getting ready for this, so let's get after it.
Okay, so a couple things before we get into our annual Wins League draft, which, of course, I am the reigning and defending champion. We didn't even do it after the first month last year because I was so far ahead, so they had to bring in some ringers to get more people involved. I see your game, Rod.
Yes, I believe that we were just getting a little bit redundant when the three of us had 10 teams. So you can't have 4 people in a draft with 30 teams, right? You need 5. We have 4.5, I guess, with Wu-Tang's internet connection. So we'll see how that goes throughout the evening. But excited to have the Cowboy and Wu-Tang on with us. And Jimmy, my other deviation here was, since these two guys are now in on a Wins League draft with us, they're going to have to make a commitment to at least come back periodically throughout the year and talk some basketball with us so we can update the Wins League.
Derek, can we get you involved with that?
Yeah, I'm not coaching this year. So, yeah.
Is that your choice or someone else's choice?
No. A little bit of both, though.
Awkward.
I told the head coach I got the kids, can't do it. So I'll be on here more. So.
Okay, Wu-Tang, what are the chances we ever see you again? He's got a shoe. It's an audio video podcast, and he's got a shoe.
Oh yeah. I'll be Jimmy. I will be on every time you ask me now. Hey, I got time. I'm ready to do it. I have lots of insight.
You sure do, my friend.
Let's talk about some insight. Here before we get to the draft. We have Ben Franklin there. Ben Franklin would be very excited about all.
Sorry.
About all the WNBA drama. We are a pro WNBA podcast on the Fast Break for sure. We've loved it. I've loved the WNBA for the past few years. Ever since I went and saw the Fever play, and there were like 9 people in the stands, it was terrific. And now, obviously, they sell out everywhere. But apparently, Rod, Caitlin Clark has the WNBA to thank for all the money she's gotten. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, man, there's a shout out to Brian Curtis over at the Press Box. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that one, but he's got a thing he calls America's softest target, meaning it sometimes certain people, even in this divided nation, can fall into the news and like everybody feels free to take a shot at them. And right now, good old Kathy, WNBA commissioner, has fallen into the world's softest target. She's taking it from all ends. And I can't speak too much to all the referee stuff that Nafisa Collier talked about in her quite eloquent soliloquy that she dropped on everybody to get a lot of this started. But I can speak to there needs to be more money paid to everybody in the WNBA. I mean, we're all just smart enough about sheer economics and the new TV deals that are coming in and the amount of people that are paying to see them in person now. Like, the numbers just don't add up. So I don't know what the top needs to be. Probably not as high as the players want it to be. And so then that will make for a hairy situation. But I think this is clearly going to hopefully bring about some positive change in the WNBA, Jimmy.
Chris, you were definitely pro management here. Don't you think that a solution here would be maybe a short-term CBA raise it up a little bit, see what goes on, and then move on from there? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I thought the players declined that scenario. Did they not earlier when there was going to be a raise to a certain percentage, but it wasn't to the revenue sharing that the regular NBA has? It's I don't know. I definitely think there should be something, right? I'm not into the WNBA much like you guys are, but I do want people to be paid what they're worth. I also think that sometimes it's tough when you essentially have an entity that until recently did definitely have money issues, right? Now, whatever has changed, you can make all kinds of arguments that it's a group of people, one particular person or whatever, but there's definitely a change. Now, just because the change happens that quickly doesn't mean it always trickles down as fast as we want, but it needs to, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be a raising of the sea level, so to speak, so everyone's can benefit. Much like the NBA benefited from Michael Jordan raising the waters of the NBA player.
Yeah.
That is well
So
said by the old man there. Well
very
said,
well
Jimmy. I
said.
attack him very often, but I got to give him a compliment there.
If you watch the Fever and Aces game last night, it was a terrific game. Fever were so close. They lost Kelsey Mitchell, their best player, because her body gave out on her. Wu-Tang, she literally had a disease where her body stopped producing anything and got all numb, and she couldn't move because she gave everything she had. Not a bad night for Kelsey Mitchell. Pretty bad morning, though, I guess.
Is there a comment you need from me on that one? Yeah, I actually was gonna 100% agree with Chris what he was saying. I mean, think about it. What did Jordan get paid in 85, right? What was the standard for the league in 85? And they were making money and starting those new TV deals. So I'm with Chris, pro management.
Hey, Derek, you're a coach. I'm sure you've talked to an official before. Apparently, only losers argue about the officiating, which, by the way, just call me a loser because there were some really bad officiating in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was a JV head coach, so we had the worst of the worst. But it was pretty bad last night, and every great player complains to the officials. That's like you have to do it.
All right, let's switch over to the NBA real quick. Two quick questions, then we're going to get into our Wins League draft. Wu-Tang, you're a big body guy. I have a question for you. Whose body transformation do you believe more? Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, or Joel Embiid? I think Wu-Tang is frozen now.
100%.
So just,
look good. He's got the eye of the tiger. Oh,
I
you
heard
hear?
Eye of the
Am I
Tiger. We
still-
heard Eye of the Tiger. I'm not sure who has the Eye of the Tiger though.
Luka Doncic has the eye of the tiger. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. All right, Rod. Rod, Wu-Tang. Sorry, Wu-Tang. You're busting up a little bit there. Hey, Rod, talk to me about Joel Embiid. Over under 6 games played for him. Like, what are we supposed to do with this?
Man, Joel Embiid is one of those that, like, I suppose he ended up getting more years out of his career than a Greg Oden did. You know what I mean? But it's like we have to be real with the scenario that, like, he's just not going to be able to play, right? I commend him for trimming some weight. I think that that's probably a good thing considering that we're trying to cut down on the workload on his knees. So trimming some weight and becoming skinny Joel will probably be a good thing. But I think the thing we need to know about Joel Embiid, Jimmy, is what the Sixers have already sort of told us, right? We've given a bunch of money to Tyrese Maxey. We didn't trade the number 3 pick in the draft for somebody a little bit more ready now, right? We drafted another guard to go along with Tyrese Maxey. We're behind Jared McCain, right? The Sixers are almost saying through their actions, we don't really believe in Joel, right? Now his contract has them hamstringed, so he's going to get the opportunity to prove me wrong, but I think the waves are moving against him.
Wu-Tang, you want to jump in with Luka real quick? I can't tell if you're just focused or you're frozen. He's frozen. Okay. Chris King, talk to me about Zion, please. As a Zion lover, is this real or not?
I don't think we can believe or have faith in anything in, around, or about Zion until we see it on the court consistently. How about that, right? Consistently on the court, not over a 4-game stretch, not 2 weeks out of a 2-month period. Like let's see this transfer onto the court, because we haven't seen that consistently since he came into the league.
Yeah, Derek. Of these three, which one do you feel that it's just not going to happen?
Of the three, I have the least amount of faith in Zion just because of the way he plays, and he can look really trim, but the way he explodes towards the basket, whereas we've seen great long seasons with Luka, we've seen the great long seasons even with Joel. As much as I despise watching him play the 17 feet away from the basket, we've seen those guys actually contribute all season long, whereas I don't think we've actually seen something like that from Zion Williamson.
Okay. All right. And then finally, gentlemen, Chris, I got to go to you on this one. Kawhi Leonard. What do you think is going to happen? We haven't talked about it all summer. We're back. Is anything going to happen with the Kawhi Leonard thing, or is he just going to play like he normally would, or not play like he normally would?
Nothing's going to happen to him, I don't think. You may see some sort of fine, sanction, whatever from the league to the organization of the Clippers, but I don't think you'll see anything happen to Kawhi.
Yeah, Rod. His press conference was so like, I'm better than you, and da-da-da. Like, I really hate that. Just come out and say what happened. Can we just be honest for a change?
Kawhi doesn't come out and say anything, so we shouldn't be the least bit surprised that he certainly had nothing to say about this. And I think the name that needs to come up here in this Kawhi Leonard situation at this point is Adam Silver himself, okay? Because there are articles in the NBA bylaws that say he can levy a punishment based on circumstantial evidence, all right, for lack of a better term, right? If you can point to certain investments and say these things are not the norm based on market regularities, we can impose a fine. Adam Silver's not exactly David Stern here, okay? We gave him credit for getting rid of Donald Sterling, but that stuff was on tape, okay? That's hard evidence right there, and Donald Sterling fought him tooth and nail anyway, and they had to win a court case at the last moment where the wife basically turned on him to even make that happen, right?
Yeah.
Robert Sarver didn't have any friends in the league, the other guy who got run out in Phoenix, right? And now teams are mad at Ballmer because they think that he probably did do this. But guess what? A whole bunch of other teams are doing this too. And nobody wants Steve Ballmer run out as owner of the Clippers because he's too good for the NBA. So this comes down to, what is Adam Silver got stones enough to do? And quite frankly, Jimmy, I don't have a lot of faith that he's going to do much.
I don't think so either, because he works for the owners. But again, all the other owners have to be upset about this because, listen, I'm not a lawyer. It's pretty fishy. Derek, don't you think?
Yeah, it is very fishy. And I feel like every other day there's a new like donation here. It's hidden this way. He paid this amount over a certain amount of time, and I'm just like, that's not good. Every time it's worse and worse. It's the hole keeps getting bigger and bigger.
All right. Well, that was a quick overview. We're going to go into a much more detailed preview here coming up in the next couple of weeks. But, gentlemen, it is time for our annual Wins League Draft. One of the things we'd love to do here is drafting, and we love to do Wins League's Draft. It's very, very simple. Each of us will have 6 picks. We will go in a snake style. So if I have the first pick, I won't pick again until pick, 11? And we'll go from there. One little curveball we do throw in, though, is during one of the rounds that has been predetermined, we pick for each other. So that means during Chris's pick in that round, maybe Cowboy Derek will pick for him, and you can pick whoever you want. So it's probably not going to be the best team.
This is a wonderful
I'm ready.
by you, Jimmy Jam. This is devious by you, and I love it. I love it.
So as
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, and we are live, Wu-Tang. No, yeah, we can hear you. You're good to go. Stay on there. Hopefully, Wu-Tang will be okay without the video on. Should be good to go there. So we need to come up with the draft order. As per usual, whoever won the last year's Wins League draft gets to pick where they pick this year. Who was that again, Rod? Who won the Wins League draft last year?
That would be the reigning, defending Wins League champion from the great state of Indiana. Please welcome to the podcast, Jimmy Jam Riska.
That is me, and I'm going to pick number 1 overall. I have a feeling my number 1 and 11 picks are going to be great. How my board goes out, so I'm very excited for that. Can't wait to win again. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, we got to pick a number 2, okay? And this is what we're going to do. Chris King, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 10.
Give me 7.
Derek, 1 and 10.
I'll take 1.
Wu-Tang, 1 and 10.
3.
Dang it.
Rod, 1 and 10.
Give me 5.
All right, we are Price is Right rules here.
So closest without going over for those.
Closest
1,
without
3,
going
5,
over.
and 7.
It's number 4. So Wu-Tang, you are picking second. Wu-Tang, you're picking second. Derek, you're
All
picking
right.
third. Derek, you are picking third. And then let's see, Rod, you're picking fourth, and Chris,
No.
you have the turn. Not bad.
Chris gets the turn, and I got 4, the worst spot. I was
did.
probably second last year. I protest, Jimmy. I protest already.
You're gonna really hate me. Okay, now I'm not gonna tell you what round the draft is going to be in the reverse order until that round comes up. Okay, so let's just kind of keep that in mind. But with the first pick in the 2025 Wins League draft, I am picking
I know where he's going.
the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
OKC Thunder is off the board. All right, Wu-Tang, who's your pick?
This is an easy one. The Denver Nuggets.
The
Yep.
Denver Nuggets, number 2 off the board. They were high on my board as well. Listen, these are two teams that the Nuggets actually have a bench this year, which I think is going to help them out. Jokic is very excited about that. And OKC Thunder is still very, very young and very, very good. And maybe Jalen Williams won't be hurt half the season. So that'll be nice. Derek, third pick overall. Thunder and Nuggets are off the board. Who you got?
I am going to take my least favorite franchise in the history of basketball, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow.
Look at Derek. He's playing, folks. He's
playing
We all
to
thought Derek
win,
was gonna be
Mister.
a fan.
I'm taking the Bulls with the first pick. I'm a true fan. I didn't see it when the rubber hit the road. You picked of all teams.
Yes.
There might be one other team that would have been worse than the Cavs, but that's up there. Chris,
It
can you
hurts.
believe that that a true fan would pick a rival like that?
I love
I
that
mean-
Chris is the true fan guy, right? Like if we were CNN having a discussion of true fan, we'd be bringing in Chris King, Professor Emeritus from.
I mean, I never draft or pick Steelers. I never draft or pick the Patriots, right?
Oh.
So I refuse to do anything with anybody from Purdue, right? So like I can't root for the Pistons because they got Ivy on their team. Like some of my demands go deep.
All right, so we've had the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Cavs. Rod, you are up. Who you got?
Oh, I am going to come to the Eastern Conference just like Derek did.
I think it's a good
I'm
call.
going to say, hey, KD, are you sad you didn't come to New York, baby? Knicks, bing, bong, bing, bong. Give me the Knicks. Let's go. I'm excited.
The New York Knickerbockers. Chris, I don't think you would have picked them, right?
No, I wouldn't have picked the Knicks unless I absolutely had to. All right. They got a couple wrestling fans on their team, right? I don't despise them quite like I do. I mean, I'm not ever going to root for them to win, even if they do end up on my team. But if I had to, I would have picked them.
Chris, you have the next two picks.
Dynamite analysis of the New York Knicks on the basketball court right there from our guy, Chris King.
All right,
Yep,
Chris King.
yep.
Chris King, you've got two very, very good picks here. What do you got, bud?
I'm looking at this list. I don't see the Flint Tropics there, Jimmy. Do
No.
we got the right list up there?
No, sorry.
Oh,
isn't
okay.
Jackie
Okay.
Sue.
Sorry. Hold on one second. I'm
Don't
going
be
to take the
sexy.
I'm going to take the Timberwolves. All right.
That's a good
This
pick.
is this is a team that
Good
that
pick.
can easily get over 50 to 55 wins. Like I got the 5th pick. Give me the Timberwolves.
They were on my board for sure. Wu-Tang, who's got the best draft so far? We have the Thunder going to me. We have the Nuggets going to you. We have Derek getting the Cavs, Rod getting the Knicks, and Chris getting the T-Wolves.
That's easy, me.
I figured. That's why I went to you. All right, Chris.
I'm the
Round
best.
2. Is this where we pick for each other? Not yet. Chris, who you got?
This is tough because I'm torn between a couple of teams. Like we know it's going to be a little bit more wide open in the East, but I think with the team that is expected to win, I think even though they're in the West, yeah, I think I'm going to take them. I think I'm going to take the Lakers with 2 big superstars, Luka and LeBron.
Wow.
I think that's another team that can easily get to 50 wins, especially if Luka is in shape, ready to go from the very beginning. We know
Lakers with
Luka
the
can
eye of
get
the tiger. Luka, the eye of the tiger, Chris.
we know Luka can get 50 wins. We know LeBron can get 40 wins. I think this is a 50-win team.
50-win team for the Lakers. Rod, were they on your board there?
I mean, the Lakers were on my board, and I know we're down to the 6th pick, but I had them a little lower on my board than the 6th pick. I'm certainly a pro LeBron guy. I know Wu-Tang is not a pro LeBron guy at all, so he'll probably have some sort of snarky comment here. But I think Luka is going to light the world on fire. I think JJ Redick's a good coach. But I worry about a lot of the other parts about the Lakers. But hey, Chris, listen, you could prove us all wrong here. You certainly got 2 superstars to hopefully lead most nights.
Yeah, Chris is looking pretty good right now. I would be very happy if I were him. Rod, you've got the Knicks. Who are you going to pair with the Knicks?
I'm looking at 2 teams from below the Mason-Dixon line here. One in the Eastern Conference, one in the Western Conference. I guess one you could say it is below the Mason-Dixon line, but they'd also like to be their own country. Give me the Rockets. Give me Ime Udoka and Rockets. Give me a guy like KD. Give me their young talent on the way up. Give me Amen Thompson. Give me Şengün after lighting the Euros on fire.
Do you think Van Fleet being out is going to affect them too much?
Nope, because that just means Kentucky's own Jimmy Reed Shepherd is going to be getting some run for the Rockets. My guy sat on him all last year in fantasy. He did absolutely nothing. I left him on my bench, and now I'm getting the payoff, baby.
Wu-Tang, don't worry, Wu-Tang. I'll let you talk about fantasy a little later because Rod broke the cherry there on the fantasy talk. Derek, we have
it's the Morgan Podcasting Network. I'm allowed to.
That's a valid point. Derek, we have your Cleveland Cavaliers. How's your board looking? How you feeling? Middle of the draft.
I feel all right. I still have, all of mine that we're going to take, obviously, in this spot. They're gone.
Okay, good.
But I'm going to go ahead and take the Spurs.
Oh, God damn.
Whoa. Whoa.
Sorry.
Wu-Tang, were the Spurs on?
Sorry.
Whatever. No, you're fine. Were the Spurs on your board, Wu-Tang?
I am so ticked off at you, Derek. You and I must think like identical, for God's sakes.
All right, that's
Jesus.
not good. That's not good.
I
Derek,
need to rethink my life.
how do you feel about your life right now that he said that?
Nah.
Derek just left. Derek didn't even
Oh,
care.
no.
He's like, I'm out. Derek left because he did not want to be associated with Wu-Tang. That's funny.
Talk about some of the most offensive speech
Yeah.
we've ever heard.
Great call, Derek. Great call. I am very impressed. I did have my backup.
Okay,
So,
who's
I
your
guess-
backup here.
I'm going with the Detroit Pistons because I bet you wanted them next, Derek.
Pistons were
No.
actually going to be my pick. So thank
Were
you. for
they?
that.
No, Jimmy, so you're getting a gift here. There's a team that I'd have taken before either of these two. You're getting.
Yeah, I thought that team would be gone, Rod. I know exactly who you're talking about.
See, I don't know because this is.
I
tough.
have my next two. Who are you going with, Jimmy? We love it.
I am going to go with the Orlando Magic, and I am going to go with. I need to stick with my board. Am I really going to go with them?
This is the turn, Jimmy.
I know this is the turn. Is this round 3?
This
Yes.
is round 3.
Yeah.
Is this where we have? No, it's not the round that we're picking. For
It's
each
not.
other.
Jimmy, you got to build that up
Oh.
more. You got to be like,
I know. This is not the round that we are picking for each other.
There you go.
This is tough because
You're gonna take him, Jimmy.
no, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Chris, would you have taken another Eastern Conference team there before Jimmy took Orlando?
Probably.
Okay,
But
then you and I are probably thinking the same team here.
Oh God, I really don't want to take them, but I'm gonna take the Hawks.
See, I tried to take him before Orlando.
Yeah, I would have taken the Hawks before Orlando too.
Well, I mean, it's the same. Doesn't really matter.
Here's the thing.
I could do that.
The great Zach Lowe talks about this all the time with Orlando, Jimmy, right? Like, it doesn't matter who the Magic's coach is. It doesn't matter who their general manager is. It doesn't matter who the Magic players are. They never have a top 10 offense, ever. They never can figure out a way to do it. So I worry about them scoring points, and I don't think the Hawks are going to have any trouble doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did a really good job for me last year, so kind of want to stay with them there. Wu-Tang, who you got? Pistons, Nuggets, and
Old reliable, the Milwaukee Bucks.
they were the team I was going back and forth with the Hawks.
Yeah.
Homer.
That's who my next pick was going to be if they were available.
I just feel like, with Giannis, you got a guaranteed superstar that's going to get them X amount of wins. They got a solid team. They're not going to be bad. Not as exciting as I think, say, the Hawks are going to be, but we'll see.
Wu-Tang, if you told me somebody in the NBA that's going to win the MVP not named Jokic, I would give you Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think he'll be the second best player. I don't know. I think what's going to happen is one of these young guys, one of these young teams, there's going to be a lot of this. You're going to hear a lot of Cade Cunningham, maybe.
What if Giannis averages 28, 12, and 9?
What if Wembanyama averages that in like 7 blocks? I mean, I think that's totally doable.
So you'd rather have what you think Wembanyama's got a better shot at the MVP than Giannis?
I actually believe this year the Spurs that's what I'm saying. I'm all in on Spurs this year. I think they're going to be fantastic. I think Wembanyama is going to be defensive player of the year. Obviously, their team is going to do really, really, really well. Really well, better than people are saying, and that's what bothers me. But go ahead, Ron.
De'Aaron Fox is going to be out for a little bit there, so you never know. Wu-Tang just picked the Bucks. Derek, you're up, and I believe you picked the Dallas Mavericks. Why do you think the Mavericks are the best choice here?
Well, I do like the Mavericks a lot this year. I just think they're going to be improved. If AD can stay healthy, they can make a run. I think Kyrie's going to come back middle of the year. I guess I think they're going to be really good. And I think they're going to be a little overlooked as well because of the conference, obviously.
Okay. Remember, this is we are now in round 3. One of these rounds, 4, 5, or 6, we are going to be able to pick for the other person, but we're not quite there yet. Rod, you've got the Knicks and the Rockets. Really good start to your team. Who you got in round 3?
Who I've got in round 3 is a team that may surprise a little bit because there is an awful lot swirling around them, and they are the oldest team in the NBA, and they have a superstar who seems to not play. He gets paid to not show up. But this team is loaded, man. The Clippers are 12 deep. The Clippers have a great coaching staff in Jeff Van Gundy and Ty Lue. So give me the Los Angeles Clippers.
That made
big
me
one
mad.
for you, Chris, huh?
Yep, I didn't think Rob was going to take them. I thought I had them in the bag. That makes me mad.
All right, Chris. Round
Lots
3.
of stealing beforehand today in this draft.
It's almost like we have smart NBA fans here. People should listen to our podcast. We know what we're talking about. The NBA Fast Break, hosted by Jim Riska. See, and Jimmy, we're in mid-season form. I'm hijacking the pod from you. This is something else I tend to do.
Nothing wrong with that. Chris King, do your third round pick for me, and then we may need to pause for a second. Chris, third round pick.
So here's a team that I think has slid off some people's boards. I think some people forget about this team. was a behemoth of a team just a couple years ago. They are fully healthy. I think they got a young core. I think this is another team that could sneak up and get over 50 wins. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja
Good call.
Morant.
Whoa!
Good call, Chris.
The Memphis
So the
Grizzlies.
injury
You
news,
love
the blizzard of injury news that came out at media day doesn't frighten you about the Grizzlies?
No, it's round 3. You took my pick, Rod, so I'm
He's
taking
mad.
my backup. And I do
Okay.
think I think this team can really do some damage. They are exciting. They're a young team. They can play some solid defense. We know that. They got a couple of assets. They got who was it? Contavious Cowboy Pope. I think that helps them out a little bit. I do think this is a team that can definitely get to 50 wins.
All right, through 3 rounds, we've got Jimmy with the Thunder, Magic, and Hawks. Wu-Tang with the Nuggets, Pistons, and Bucks. Derek with the Cavs, you traitor. The Spurs and the Mavs. Rod with the Knicks, Rockets, and Clippers. And Chris with the Timberwolves, Lakers, and Grizzlies, which brings us to round 4, which is we're drafting for each other round 4. So Chris is up, but Chris is not making this pick. Wu-Tang, you are making this pick for Chris. So, Wu-Tang, who do you want Chris to draft here?
It just doesn't seem fair. Chris, I would appreciate it if you drafted. I would appreciate if you drafted the Utah Jazz because I think they're going to be fantastic.
That's really nice of you because sometimes in this draft, Wu-Tang, people draft bad teams for other people. So it was really nice and kind of you to draft the Utah Jazz.
I've had the Jazz, I think, 3 years in a row now.
I think you have.
Chris,
go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
To be fair, I was really hoping I was going to get Derek because I legitimately, Derek, would have drafted the Bulls for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's so nice. Hey, Chris, are you angry right now?
I could be happier.
Okay, well, guess what? Now you get to pick for this next person. Rod is up, and Chris gets to pick for Rod. Sometimes this randomness just is great. I'm not going to lie.
I got to give Rod a team I think is going to lose more games than the Jazz will even lose. That's the Washington Wizards.
Wow, good call.
They're young. They could be frisky. I am up. Oh, let's see.
I'll be watching the Wizards on League Pass, Jimmy. This gives me more to care about. I'm fine with the Wizards.
All right, Derek. Here's the situation. I think the Bulls are going to be decent this year. So
I agree.
You're gonna get the team from New Jersey. You're gonna get the New Jersey Nets.
You know, actually, they're going to be better than the Jazz and the Wizards there. So that's what
I couldn't give you the Jazz or the Wizards, so that's who you're getting.
That's what I'm saying.
Rod, welcome to the draft. You get to draft for Wu-Tang.
I get to draft for Wu-Tang, huh? Okay. Well,
I'm thinking, Rod.
You know what? I've got to go to an organization that really, I don't know why I have to pick them here because I believe every other owner in the National Basketball Association would trade places with this team. They have great assets moving forward. They have great superstars on their team. They haven't had any turmoil over the last couple of years. The Phoenix Suns are Wu-Tang's team.
The Phoenix Suns go to Wu-Tang.
I thought you were going to say someone else, but that is wonderful. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate you.
I smell shenanigans.
What are you talking about? The Suns are going to be terrible.
They're not. They're not going to be terrible. They're not going to be good.
They're not.
But I had a different team. I thought I had a different shitty team. Oh, I don't. Are we allowed to swear on the live stream?
Yeah, you can. Swear.
I had a different shitty team that I thought you were going to give me that I'm going to draft my next one.
And finally, Derek,
I'll
gave you the Nets. Derek, who are you going to give me?
I'll give you the last worst team. I'll give you the Pelicans.
You know what? I'm going to take Point Zion, and I'm going to enjoy Point Zion. I'm not going to lie.
Derek, why Pelicans over a team that plays in the Eastern Conference and is in a state that's NC? Why New Orleans over that team that's a clown show of an organization?
I actually, maybe a hot take. I think are you talking about the Hornets? You're talking about the Hornets, obviously. I think the Hornets might make the play-in.
Wow. Okay. All
That's
right,
a
fair
hot
enough.
take.
All right.
LaMelo
I-
Ball's
You know,
more
the-
interested in LaMelo Ball plays and one basketball, not real basketball. You understand that they play real basketball to get to the playoffs,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
And
Well,
he's
the,
hurt
the
all the
Bulls are always
time.
playing. He is hurt all the time. That is true.
how the
So is
mighty
Zion, though.
how the mighty have fallen. I'm going to go with the 5th round pick. I'm going to pick the Golden State Warriors.
Another good
Isn't
pick.
that-
I think Golden State will do just fine this year. You know, Jonathan Kuminga signed up, ready to go. He and Steve Kerr are going to get along real well. Everything will be fine, Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang, who you got in the 5th round? You've had the Nuggets, the Pistons, the Bucks, and the Phoenix Suns.
I don't know. Oh, so I'm getting to choose now? I don't know what's
It's
going
your
on.
pick.
There's a lot of
It's your pick now. So the 4th round is over. So now
yeah,
this is
sorry,
for
there was
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
echo
You're
on
fine.
there was feedback. It was screwing up. All right,
You're
so it's my pick now.
Yeah.
And the last 2 picks, Jimmy, actually, the pick that Derek gave you was the one that I thought Rod was going to give me that I really, really, really wanted. And then my backup was, of course, Golden State. So now I have to think a little bit. You know who I'm going to go with? I am going to go with the Sacramento Kings.
Okay, Sacramento.
I like Sabonis. I think Sabonis is going to do okay. I mean, they have
Light
some
the
stuff
beam.
there.
Like,
Light the beam. They're not going to be great. You know, I had another team in mind, but yeah, I think that's who I'm going to roll with.
All right, Wu-Tang adds the Kings to the Suns, Bucks, Pistons, and Nuggets. Derek is now up. Derek, Cleveland Cavaliers, San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks. We also have the New Jersey Nets, and with your 5th pick, you are choosing the
Chicago Bulls.
Derek was going to take the Bulls 1st overall, and he got them like 23rd. Not bad, buddy. Congratulations on the Bulls. So this 1st round draft pick that we got, he quit on his team. Is that cool?
Well, you know, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Okay.
But hey, these young kids, man, it's a new world.
Okay. Well,
He's
yeah.
very
and you know what?
athletic.
Buzelis is good. Buzelis is good.
Buzelis is good.
All right,
You
Rod.
can shoot three.
Rod, you started with the Knicks, then the Rockets, Clippers, and then the Wizards. So you got to kind of get a couple more wins out of you. I think you've got some decent teams left. Who are you going to pick, Rod? I should have just put it up there. Rod is going with the Boston Celtics.
Listen, Joe Mazzulla is such a psychopath. I can't remember who I heard say this on a podcast. At one point this year, they might have to wheel him out to coach in the whole Hannibal Lecter getup with the mask and straight jacket and up on the gurney. All right, he is such a psycho that he is not going to let the Celtics quit. Jaylen Brown is going to average 28 points a game, and Jason Tatum is coming back before the All-Star game. Let's go.
All right, Chris King, the final pick of the second to last round here. The 5th round here, you've had the Timberwolves, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Jazz, and
Give me, and I'm calling this team making the playoffs. I think they get over 500. Give me the team that doesn't just play for a city, Jimmy, but they play for an entire country. Give me the Toronto Raptors.
They play for an entire country.
play for an entire country.
I thought he was going to say they play
Toronto
for an entire
Raptors.
state and take a different team.
That's what I thought, too.
I really thought you were going to take a different team there. I'm not going to lie. That's awesome. The Raptors. Okay, so Chris, what makes you think the Raptors are going to be any good this year?
They had some injuries that they had to deal with last year. The East is definitely weaker this year. I think there's more bad teams in the East that they can get easy wins off of. I think if they stay healthy, they can get over 41 wins.
The Raptors have one of the most expensive starting lineups in all of basketball. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it's actually going to be something for them, but they definitely think they have something, and they're going to be trying to play for it. You know what I mean? Ingram just signed a new contract. They gave Pearl a decent deal. They gave Quickly that money a few years back. RJ Barrett's on a deal. You know what I mean? Like, they're paying people up there, so they're going to definitely try to win.
Quickly
All
is a stud. Quickly is a stud. He's a low-key stud. Just wait. I think this is Quickly's year.
Jimmy, mark that. Mark that. We're gonna run that as a reel later.
Dude,
this
he's
year.
good.
Quickly's
He's
not even playing
so
for
good.
Toronto.
He's so good. Just wait. I think, Chris, you're right on it. RJ Barrett is not a stud, but he's a good number 2.
Like just naming 2 guys most likely to be traded off the Raptors.
All right, Chris, you have the first pick of the final round. The Trailblazers, 76ers, Hornets, Heat, and Pacers are here. Who you picking?
I'm picking a team that doesn't play just for a city, but plays for an entire state. Give me the Indiana Pacers.
All right, there you
Wow.
go. Okay. All right. How dare you pick the Pacers after the Raptors, you jerk? I was like, I thought he was going to pick the Pacers, but I forgot you had the next pick as well. Listen, this could be the pick of the draft here. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it could be. You never know. I think the Pacers might make the playoffs because it's the East, and they're going to play hard, and they have a lot of good players. So good on them.
Yeah, we still got an all-star on the team that's going to be starting playing hard every night, right? A 2010 type dude. So, yeah.
Of course, the entire state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis didn't care about Miles Turner at all during his entire time there. They really didn't treat him very well. So glad he's
That was weak sauce
That
from
was
Miles,
pretty
man. I know you got to suck up to the new fan base a little bit for media day, but complete weak sauce from Miles. Like the fans, dude, they weren't the ones trying to trade you. All right, you can have a problem with the Pacers organization, but saying the entire city of Indianapolis didn't like his garbage, man.
You had your
He
own
had his
section
own
in the
section.
Yeah, he had his own section in the field house. Like, what's going on here? Chris, that is your team. We'll go over these here in a second. Rod, we've got the Knicks, Rockets, Clippers, Wizards, Celtics, and
There's 3 Eastern Conference teams here. One of them is a complete joke show and should have been picked during the round. We were picking teams for other teams. And, excuse me, one of them has players that don't actually play. So give me the team that puts an entire paragraph about the culture of their organization in the paint when you come to their home city, that has a body fat clause written into their contracts, has a complete psychopath, silver-haired Fox and Pat Riley calling the shots. Let's go.
all right, the Miami Heat. That rounds out Rod's team. Derek has the Cavs, the Spurs, the Mavs, the Nets, the Bulls, and
I'm going to take my second favorite NBA franchise, the Blazers.
the Portland
Wow.
Trailblazers.
I like the
All
Blazers
right.
there.
So
the
Wu-Tang.
Blazers.
I like
Out
the
of those three
Blazers there.
teams- Out of those 3 teams, that's who you got to go with.
Wu-Tang has the choice between the Sixers and Hornets, and I get left with the last team. Wu-Tang, who you got?
Are we able to show video? I'm going to hit my video.
All right, go for it.
He wants
For
the
those of you
76ers.
listening to the podcast, Ben Franklin is a statue that he has. So, of course, he's going to
Because
go.
Wu-Tang always has statues of past world leaders on hand just to pull out his visual aids. He's got a big
Real
body.
Did I
Americans
not bring it
have
out
a
at the
bust of
beginning of the
Ben Franklin in
podcast?
their
I
home.
told you.
All
I
right,
had a
here's the-
plan.
You had a play. Yeah, the draft went exactly how you thought it was going, even though you didn't know the rules of the draft until about 5 seconds before we got on. And you mixed up the 5th round, but other than that, it was fine, right? Your
Perfect.
plan. All right, I guess I will go with LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets.
Jimmy, if
That
you
ends
get
the-
bonus points for and 1 highlights, you're going to be in the money.
I'm going to be great. All right.
So,
here-
hey, you got the Hornets, and I picked the Pelicans. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Listen, I'm reigning defending. You know,
Yeah,
Rod and Chris got together and said, "Hey, let's bring in 2 more ringers. See what's going on here." That's fine. We'll go. We'll see how it goes this year, and we'll move from there. But I have the Thunder, the Magic, the Hawks, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Hornets. Wu-Tang, who'd you pick?
I went number 1 with the Nuggets, the Pistons, the Suns, the Kings, and
The 76ers
Philadelphia.
and Bucks.
Yeah,
You
you
forgot
passed
the
over your
Bucks.
hometown team. Shout out to Milwaukee, Wu-Tang's homeland there.
Derek the Trader, who'd you pick?
I picked Cleveland, the Spurs, Mavericks, the Nets, the Bulls, and the Blazers.
All right, Rod, who you got?
I decided to go for rather large media markets. I went for the New York media market, the Houston media market, the Los Angeles media market. Then we got a little bit smaller with the Washington, Boston, and Miami.
And finally, Chris.
So the winning group here is
Okay.
the Wolves, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, then the Raptors, and finally our hometown Pacers.
All right, so we're each gonna, besides your own team, what other team do you think could win this draft? I'll go first. I really do like what Rod did. I also like what Chris did. Wu-Tang has some good teams as well. Derek sucks. No. No. I actually think I'm going to hope everything goes the right way. Rod, I'm going to pick you to win. I think you have a good shot, just as anybody else. So with my picks, Rod, usually in the NBA they're good, NFL they're bad. So you've got a shot. Rod, who do you think has a chance to win it?
Jimmy Jam, you are a gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate that. If I was to pick somebody that I think is going to have a good Wins League team, I gotta say, Chris with Minnesota and Los Angeles at the turn, I was right there with him, but I don't know. I don't know about Memphis. And then getting stuck with Utah, that really hurts him. He's hoping an awful lot out of Toronto and the Pacers, so that makes me go away from him. And I hate having to do this, but Jimmy, you said me, and I got to say you, because I think OKC is just going to be an absolute wagon for you the whole entire year. I think they could win 65, 68 games again, and that's going to go a long way in a Wins League draft.
Well, I hope so, because there's a couple teams that aren't going to win anything for me. Wu-Tang, who you got, buddy?
I'm gonna have to go with you, Jimmy. I think Rod nails it on the head with the Thunder stuff, but actually, Orlando's going to be really good. I think Atlanta's going to be really good. I think New Orleans is going to be really good, and Golden State has the potential to be. If no one gets injured, they're going to be really good. And Charlotte sucks.
Yeah.
They're supposed to, though. In Jimmy's honor, he didn't pick them. They're
Derek. I make fun of you just because you chose the Cavaliers over the Bulls, number one. But you've got a pretty solid draft there. I do enjoy your draft a lot, but you can't pick yourself. Who do you think has a chance to win it?
I do love winning.
I'll go with Chris's team. I just think the T-Wolves have an opportunity to maybe win the West. The Lakers are pretty good, and I think the Grizz are going to be a little underrated. I think the Jazz are actually the best team in that bottom five of all of them. And then I think the Pacers actually win more than what people expect because of the injury. And I really think they're going to compete a lot. And Toronto is going to be fine, I guess. It's one of those teams where you're like, they have a lot of money on the roster, but they're not all that good. I don't think it's one of those weird situations, but the East isn't that good either. So they have an opportunity there.
And finally, Chris King.
Well, I'm torn, right? Because I don't know what's more likely to happen. Is it more likely that Rod's prediction that Tatum will come back by the All-Star break for Boston come true? Or will it be somehow the 76ers stay healthy and fight for a playoff spot in the East?
Maxey.
Because if that happens, I think Wu has a real opportunity with the 76ers being forced on him. I think the Suns win 30-plus games. The Kings probably not, but I think the 76ers have an opportunity. If they stay healthy, they could get upwards of 40 to 45 games won. So I hate to say it, but I'm not going to say it. I think Rod, if I have to pick anybody.
All right, so Rod has 2 votes. I have 2 votes. Chris King has 1 vote. Derek and Wu have no votes. So that means one of either Derek or Wu will win. The other one will come in second. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You have been listening, watching. What show is this? The NBA Fast Break on the More You Knows Podcasting Network.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye, Internet.